Good day everyone, my name is Junteng Mariel de la Cruz Misa. I am the leader in Group 6 and our topic is Chapter 10, New Frontiers for Computer Ethics, Artificial Intelligence, Virtualization, and the Cyberspace. Let's talk about the three, the Artificial Intelligence, the Virtualization, and the Cyberspace. The artificial intelligence, or AI, is an exciting technological frontier offering a novel environment with unlimited possibilities. The AI environment works with the possibilities of understanding and extending knowledge to create intelligent agents, perhaps with a human value base intended to help solve human problems. So it means that the artificial intelligence is a wide-ranging branch of computer science concerned with building smart machines capable with performing tasks that typically require inhuman intelligence. We have four types of artificial intelligence. We have the reactive machines, limited memory, theory of mind, and the self-awareness. We have a lot of examples of artificial intelligence. We have the Siri, the Alexa, and the other smart assistants, self-driving cars, robo-advisors, conversational bots, email spam filters, and the Netflix recommendations. So let's talk about the virtualization. It is a process through which one can create something that is there in effect and performance, but in reality, it's not there that is. It is virtual. It is a physical abstraction of reality, a real phenomenon such as companies' computing resources, including storage, network servers, and memory. So it means that the virtualization is the act of creating a virtual version of something, including the virtual computer hardware, platforms, storage devices, and computer network resources. And the last one is the cyberspace. On the other hand, it is a multidimensional space vision of your information either at the rest in large storage media or in motion between digital nodes that form a mesh. So it means that the cyberspace is a concept describing a widespread interconnected digital technology. The term cyberspace has become conventional means to describe anything associated with the internet and the diverse internet culture. We have some information about the artificial intelligence, or the AI. It is a field of learning that emulates human intelligence. The recent development of AI and its seemingly unbounded potential to solve real-life problems has broadened computer technology application into exciting areas that were thought to require deep human intelligence because human intelligent behavior is so varied, purely defined, and difficult to predict, let alone understand. Most artificial intelligence studies concentrate on a limited number of areas in which humans' abilities to think and reason are clear, and the overall human intelligent behavior is well understood. All examples of daily life that we encounter the artificial intelligence. We have the travel and navigation, smartphone apps, social media feeds, advertisement, smart cars, music and video streaming, and also the security and surveillance, and many more. So it means that the artificial intelligence is a theory that development of computer system that can perform tasks that normally require inhuman intelligence. We have the speech recognition, decision making, visual perception, and it also refers to software technologies that makes a robot or computer act and think like a human. Some software engineers say that it's only artificial intelligence if it performs as well or better than human. So let's talk about the four types of artificial intelligence. Last minute ago, I already mentioned the four types of artificial intelligence, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about the reactive machines, the limited memory, theory of mind, and the self-awareness. That is the four types of artificial intelligence. Reactive machines, these AI systems have no memory and are task specific. An example of Deep Blue, the IBM chess program that beat Gary Kasparov in 1990s. Deep Blue can identify pieces on the chessboard and make predictions, but because it has no memory, it cannot use past experiences to inform future ones. Limited memory. These AI systems have memory, so they can use past experiences to inform future decisions. Some of decision-making functions. An example of this is the self-driving cars. So let's talk about the theory of mind. Theory of mind is a psychology term. When I apply to AI, it means that the system would be social intelligence to understand emotions. This type of AI will be able to infer human intentions and predict behavior and necessary skills for AI system to become integral members of human teams. And for the last one is the self-awareness. In this category, AI systems have sense of self, which gives the consciousness. Machines with self-awareness understand their own current state. This type of AI does not yet exist. The artificial intelligence has also the advantages and disadvantages, and let's talk about it. The advantages of artificial intelligence, it also has a good at detail-oriented jobs, reduced time for data-heavy tasks, delivers consistent results, and AI-powered virtual agents are always available. So let's proceed to the disadvantages of artificial intelligence. So it means that disadvantages of artificial intelligence is really expensive, requires deep technical expertise, limited supply of qualified workers to build AI tools, only knows what it's been shown. And for the last one, it's lack of ability to generalize from one task to another. So that is the advantages and disadvantages of artificial intelligence. Advances in artificial intelligence. Starting with Alan Turing in his 1950 machine intelligence experiments, in which he proposed a game played between a computer and human being that can demonstrate whether a machine, in this case a computer, could think. There has been a steady growth of interest in building intelligent machines, commonly known as autonomous agents, in those areas of all in which intelligence can be modeled easily, such as in game playing, expert systems, natural language understanding, neural networks, and robots. As a progress in made in AI research, areas of application of autonomous agents are becoming more numerous. For example, robots has been used in several areas including surveillance, exploration, and inaccessible and hazardous environments. More intelligent agent robots are being helped by better vision systems, sensors, and easier programming language. The field of robotics is getting wider, involving areas such as perception, cognition, and manipulation, in which success has been most apparent through industrial application. Industry and the military are relying more and more on these new technologies. So it means that it's been years when the field of AI has made major progress in almost all its standard sub-areas, including vision, speech recognition and generation, natural language processing or understanding and generation, image and video generation, multi-agent systems, planning, decision-making, and integration of vision and motor control of robotics. In addition, breakthrough applications emerged in a variety of domains including games, medical diagnosis, logistics systems, autonomous driving, language translation, and interactive personal assistance. The sections that follow provide examples of many salient developments. So means that people are using AI more today to dictate to their phone, get recommendations for shopping, news, or entertainment, enhance their background on conference calls, and so much more. Let's talk about the artificial intelligence and ethics. Human beings by nature strive to create a good life for themselves through the acquisition of knowledge and the creation of intelligent machines to do most of the jobs that we are either not be able to do or not like to do. But according to George Lugar and William Stubblefield, the notion of human efforts to gain knowledge as a transgression against the law of God is deeply rooted in us, and will still believe that the human quest for knowledge must eventually lead to disaster. As these autonomous agents achieve better intelligence and become more widely used and acceptable, they will be taking on more and more responsibility and autonomy that only humans have been known to have. This development raises many questions about the future of those autonomous agents, their relationship with humans, their behavior, and emotions. Among such questions are the following. And these are the following questions. How will the humans perceive these intelligent agents? How will the autonomous agent themselves feel about human beings? Will human beings let these intelligent creatures keep on getting more and more intelligent even though they are aware? The ultimate result will be to surpass human intelligence. How will they do what they are supposed to do? Will they do not only what they are supposed to do? Who will be responsible for the action of the agents? Will these agents outperform their owners? Will they eventually eliminate the need for human skills? And the last one, the most important of these questions is, how much power and autonomy should we give these creatures, and will these agents eventually take away human autonomy and consequently take control of human destiny? Those are the questions that we have. So it means that the system of BOTU is the moral principles and techniques intended to inform the development and responsible use of artificial intelligence technology. The purpose of AI Code of Ethics is to provide stakeholders with guidance when faced with an ethical decision regarding the use of artificial intelligence.
I am Joy Cristia V. Ramirez. Now I will talk about virtualization. Virtualization, or short for the word virtual, the act of generating a virtual version of something, such as virtual computer hardware platform, storage devices, and computer network resources, is now as virtualization or virtualization in computing. Virtualization is a technique that allows you to construct variable its services without having to rely on hardware. It's let you to make full advantage of physical machine capability by distributing them across multiple user or contexts. The next one is simulated computing environments, which is a set of methodologies for simulating the operation of various real-world jobs or processing using computers. Computers are used to create quantitative models that describe or illustrate complex interaction between various variables in a system. The stochastic nature of the event rule for the interaction of the elements, and the difficulty in perceiving the behavior of the system as a whole with the passage of time all contribute to the system complexity. The next one is virtual reality. It is a computer-generated world featuring realistic-looking image and object that gives the viewers the feeling of being completely involved in their surroundings. This environment is experienced through the use of a virtual reality headset or helmet. It is a computer-generated environment that is presented to the user in such a way that the user suspends disbelief and accept it as real. Virtual reality is a mostly experienced on a computer using two of the five senses, sight and sound. These are the examples in using virtual reality: healthcare, entertainment, automotive, education, space and military, architecture, social science and psychology, tourism.
Good day everyone, my topic is about different types of virtual reality. First, immersive. Second, desktop. Third, projection. And fourth, simulation. So let's proceed to immersive. Immersive virtual reality involves the use of computer interface devices such as head-mounted display, fiber optic wire globes, position tracking devices, and audio system providing 3D binaural sounds. The user is immersive in a new environment which becomes their immediate personal experience. For example, being an simulated airplane cockpit gives a first-person experience of flying an aircraft. Similar experiences may be achieved with one wearing goggles and gloves, or using a joystick in a simulated NASCAR drive. Many current video games already give this kind of personal experiences to the gamers. So yung guys, based po sa paggamit ng mga gamers sa ganitong uri na NASCAR drive is yung mga user po is dinadala po sila sa bagong environment kung saan dun po na-experience nila yung experience po na pawang makatotohanan. So, yun po yung kagandahan ng games na ito. Desktop. With desktop virtual reality, the user at a desktop computer gets immersive personal 3D experience via screen of the desktop by using virtual reality tools connected to the desktop such as mouse, a joystick, hand gloves, or headgear. Again, there are many examples of computer games creating the experience. So, ang magitan ng paggamit ng virtual reality tools na konektado sa desktop, gaya ng mouse, joystick, hand gloves, or headgear. Muli, mayroong maraming mga halimbawa ng mga laro ng computer na lumilikha ng karanasang ito. Projection. In a projected virtual reality, users are not directly immersed into the new environment. They are originally outside the environment, but the environment is projected to them. With the user establishing communication with the new projected environment, they immerse in the environment can take part in its activities, events, and objects. This kind of virtual reality is common in several video games in which a computer captures the user image by a video camera from which is extract and incorporates the user's features such as their positions and movements in the environment. Dito sila ay nahuhulog sa kapaligiran at maaaring makilahok sa mga aktibidad, kaganapan at mga bagay. Ang ganitong uri ng virtual reality ay karaniwan sa ilang video games kung saan kinukuha ng computer ang larawan ng user sa magitan ng video camera, kung saan kinukuha at isinasama nito ang mga features ng mga user gaya ng kanilang mga posisyon at paggalaw sa kapaligiran. Simulations. Virtual reality environment are created by a simulation creating personal experiences through the immersion. The illusion of presence in the virtual environment created by the use of virtual elements creator. Then, field of view, three-dimensional sounds input, computer-controlled, motion-based, and modern bit of theater. Simulated virtual reality has been popular training and entertainment. Example of this environment include California-based Fighter Town with the features of actual fight simulators and SimNet, a network system of CAB simulators that is used in military training. Ang ilusyon ng presensya sa virtual na kapaligiran ay nilikha sa pamamagitan ng mga virtual na elemento na mas malaki kaysa sa larangan ng view. Tatlong dimensional na sounds input, kinokontrol na computer ng mga motion-based at higit pa sa kaysa kaunting teatro. Ang simulated virtual reality ay naging popular sa pagsasanay ng entertainment. Ang mga halimbawa ng mga environment na ito ay kinabibilangan ng California-based Fighter Town na nagtatampok ng mga actual na fight, simulator at SimNet na naka-network na.
Good day everyone, I'm Simon Joseph de la Torre, and in this part we are going to study and learn about virtualization and ethics. Specifically, we will explore the new developments and consequences of the virtualization technology to the behavior of people based on our traditional moral and ethical values, or simply what we feel and how it affects us during and after usage of technologies. So first one is the emotional relationship and the feeling of being controlled. This is a major psychological problem that confronts many VR users while in and even sometimes after they leave the environment. Although users get to interact with the agents inside the VR environment and enjoy the emotional highs generated by the agents, They also tend to develop an emotional relationship with the agents. This relationship may take the form of a deeper attachment to the agents, which gives the user a sense of being in control and later creates a sense of responsibility and trust on the part of the user. So, meaning to say that right after they leave from an environment of virtualization, sometimes users get astonished or amazed by the intelligence of VR environment. For example, when a user utilized Google, because almost every question you search can be answered by it since it was created with high intelligence, some users put their trust on it. With that reason, they might be controlled and be dependent on utilizing that search engine. So, second one is the safety and security. With the ever-increasing intelligence of the agents in the VR environment, the agents may cause a feeling of or the reality of both bodily and mental harm to the user. The effects may be directly caused by the contacts of the user while in the environment, or may be delayed for some time, perhaps weeks after the user has left the environment. So precisely by the continuous improvement of agents in the VR environment, or simply the technology, it already causes bodily and mental harm on some users. For example, some users get too much attachment in the technology and they get too much dependent on it, and in some studies tells that some users skip their meals as well as staying up all night and sleeping late because of excessive use of technologies. Therefore, as a user, we should be responsible in using of technology. We should be we should engage with technology safely, respectfully, and ethically. So next one is human agent interaction. The interaction between the user and the agents in the VR environment has many consequences, including the nature of the interaction, the activities to be performed, and the reaction and emotions of the user and the agents. If the interaction is perceived as friendly by the user, it may not be problematic. Otherwise, there might be an impression of superiority of the agents, and the user may feel threatened because of the high level of intelligence associated with the agents. So this indicates that if virtualization is just friendly, there will be no problem. However, there are times that users feel the superiority of virtualization. Since it has high intelligence, users become threatened by it and become worried as well that someday or sometime it may surpass our capabilities as a human. And lastly is the intentions of the creator. The intentions are always very difficult to predict, and in this direction may lie the greatest danger for the user. One will never be sure whether these environments are doing what they are intended to do. There may be some malicious intent in which the environment is used, for example, to collect information on the user for the creator or agents of the creator without the user ever knowing about it. So simply, we don't know the intentions of the creators of different kinds of VR environment or any system. So therefore, it signifies that we should be mindful on using any of it as a user, since we don't know if the intention of what we are interacting is doing right or wrong. We have no clue if the agent they create is made for collecting our personal and important data and information. So we are just users of any apps or software or and website, and we don't know if they are already gathering our information. So as a user, we should be careful and attentive on what we are interacting. So moving on, now we are going to talk about social and ethical implication of virtualization. First, one of the anticipated benefits of virtualization to society is to extend the known and relatively manage social spheres and social networks of humanity in an unprecedented way through opening of virtual domains of socials to create new virtual social networks out of the old and dismantle old social ones. These new tools are also making communication among and between these new virtual networks possible and easy. So one of the expected benefits of virtualization is that it will expand to more places and reach as many as possible. Since these new tools makes communication possible, faster and easy, like what we have today, but soon it will be much even more enhanced. Next one is virtualization security as an ethical imperative. The ethical approach entails us to making sure we devote our best and most thorough thinking to every weak spot in our interaction with the world. Virtualization, as we have seen here in all its forms, it is a process and a technology that is bound to complicate and transform the social fabric of society. It is not only ethical but imperative that we attend to all its ethical and security loopholes through which both intentional and unintentional exploitations of the technologies can take place, as these exploitations are bound to have far-reaching consequences for humanity. So, in simplest forms, virtualization in all its form is a process and technology that is bound to complicate and transform the social fabric of our society. It is usual that some user will be confused in this field which is full of advancements. However, we should still examine all the ethical aspects, safety as well as weaknesses of it for us to be protected for the intentional or unintentional objectives of the creators, since we can avoid suspicious or dishonest purposes of the creators in this platform of technology. So thus, we should continue on monitoring to keep track of latest innovations and technological changes for ensuring fair practices of all these technologies.
My report is all about cyberspace and the concept of telepresence. I am Giselle De Oriola, PSISA 2021. Cyberspace is a global artificial reality environment based on a global mesh of interconnected computer networks. This mesh allows to make it possible for everyone using a point-of-entry device such as a computer or any other internet-enabled electronic devices to reach anyone else, with the potential to access the mesh through a one-on-one, one-to-many, and many-to-one communication capabilities or through broadcasting via the World Wide Web. Cyberspace, because of immense capabilities and global reach, is used either real-time or otherwise simultaneously by millions if not billions of people around the world. This is a notion of telepresence, a feeling one gets of being present at the place or other than one's true location. This feeling and sometimes the ability to control a robot or another device at a distance give cyberspace, and in fact make cyberspace a virtual environment with power of immersion of kind of experience we discussed in the previous chapter. Information may be traveling in both directions. Securing cyberspace is a practice of defending computer, servers, mobile devices, electronic systems, networks, and data from malicious attacks. It also known as information technology security or electronic information security. Keeping cyberspace users secure is a daunting job that requires advanced technique and prevention methods. Both the detection and prevention techniques are changing very fast, and several known ways of doing this includes the following: detecting attacks in cyberspace, vulnerability scanning in cyberspace, social issues in cyberspace, privacy in cyberspace, and the last one is privacy protection. The first one is detecting attacks in cyberspace. Detection system deployed around the computer system. Our computer network is a 24-hour monitoring system to alert the owner of the system manager whenever something unusual occurs, something with a non-normal pattern different from the usual pattern of life and around the system. Cyber attacks comes in a variety of different forms. Cybercriminals use different methods to launch a cyber attack, a phishing attack, and the exploitation of compromised credential and more. The monitoring system is actually an alarm system that must continuously capture, analyze, and inform the system manager on the daily patterns of life and around the computer system. Vulnerability scanning in cyberspace assesses the possible security vulnerabilities in computers, internal and external networks, and communications equipment that cybercriminals can exploit. It is an automated activity that scans infrastructure targets such as IP addresses for known vulnerabilities and misconfigurations. System and network scanning for vulnerability is an automated process where a scanning program sends network traffic to all network nodes or selected nodes in the network and expecting to receive return traffic that will indicate whether those nodes have known vulnerabilities. These vulnerabilities may include weaknesses in operating system and application software and protocols. Privacy in cyberspace can include both personally identifying information or non-identifying information, which when aggregated can be used to identify like a user behavior on a website and key information. So the last one is privacy protection. Privacy protection is keeping the information you'd like to keep yourself from getting into the hands of companies, hacker, government organization, and other groups. The definition of the privacy protection varies from person to person. So, privacy protection, you have to be active in protecting your privacy, which can be done through information control, property control, and the use of anonymity. You are in control of your privacy and decide how much to give up.